Hugh, how are you feeling? It sounds like you caught something with the
Oh,
weather
it's just
change.
I have a battle with sinuses about twice a year usually, and I'm going through that this week. I think I'm on the. It was rough earlier this week. I'm getting a little better, I believe. Thank you for asking.
Did the visit from that spirit band help out
Oh
this
yeah,
morning?
man, that was awesome to have them with us in our team meeting this morning. They're very talented. Thankful that they chose to join us this morning. It was fun.
I'll enjoy a serious question. You guys are advocating for mental health awareness this week with helping with teaming up with Helinski's Hope. How did that come about, and what does that mean for this program this weekend?
Yeah. Well, this mental health is something that that is one of the reasons why we take the time to teach a theme each week or a class each week because we try hard to create dialogue and communication with all of our players and coaches and people that are in our building because it's something that's real in this life and the worst thing for young men is or young women is to be battling something like that and to feel like you're all alone and have no one to talk to about it. And so we try to bring awareness to it often. And then Christy Bites and her staff did a presentation last week because this is a mental health awareness month, I believe, and um, and she did their research on Helinski's Hope, and obviously having Skylar here, who was a teammate with him, it made a lot of sense for us to do that, and so we've had some good communication this week, and hopefully our kids, if they ever to a point where they feel that they're struggling mentally, that they would feel the freedom to reach out and talk to someone here on staff.
Next up, John Manson from Sea of Red.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to go back to the band for a second. Did they play a fight
Mm-hmm.
song for you guys, or what did they do? And is that something you've done before, or how did that meeting, get orchestrated?
Man, so I have a plan for every day um, during the week, and I don't like to alter our plan a lot, but I like to have different. Um, every Thursday is, we try to make it. I want it to be a perfect Thursday practice, and obviously I don't think our kids slept well Sunday night or Monday night, and I know I didn't, and some of them have the same stuff. And last night I finally slept well, so tonight's an important night for rest. But in the meantime, we've got to have a perfect Thursday, and so Thursdays is when I teach my second round of lessons on our theme of the week. But before that, particularly when we play on home games, Bruce Johnson's in charge of the energy of the day, getting started correctly, and we usually play some songs that are all about home and our house, and we just thought it would be a good change up to let the band play the fight song, and our kids were incredible. As they're ending it, man, we were all go LU. It was I really appreciate them being willing, but it was really Bruce's idea. We had done it before at previous schools, and it was a good change up for us. And I think our kids really enjoyed it, and we're appreciative of the band for sure.
Back to Damien Sordelette of News in Advance.
You brought up, the kids are you and some of the players have been battling the sinus issue. Has that affected how practice has gone this week, or you feel like a little sluggish early because of that, and it's sharpened up here at the end of the week?
I don't, I think everybody was like me. We just pushed through it, and you might have not felt you're great, but I thought we got good work in this week. I think we've prepped for I think it's a difficult challenge. I think they're playing their best football right now, and offensively they do so many different things. So defensively, we're going to have to really. I think it's going to be an adjustment game that you've got to figure out kind of what their flavor is and what their mode of attack is on us for this given week. But I know there were several that did not feel their best, but I think they gave us good work while they were there, and we tried our best to take care of them and maybe limit some of the reps that they got, particularly for the older guys. But that's part of the deal. I think everybody probably is dealing with some type of some of these issues this time of year.
Over to Ed Lane.
Hugh, you mentioned dealing with the challenges this time of year. Tie all of it together, if you wouldn't mind. The value of having the band today, a different change-up, the homecoming element, and then using that and coming off a complete game against UAB. How you tie all that together to really maybe break up some of the monotony and routine that can often seem to set in at times mid-season.
Well, I don't. I mean, I treat this just as the same as another week, because it has homecoming beside it. I think it's great that fans may come back to campus, but that really doesn't change the way we approach a game. To us, it's the next one on the schedule, and we have to prep the same way as we did last week and approach it with the same focus and same desire. We had a great lesson this week from 2 Samuel 23 about one of the mighty warriors, and this morning Shema was the warrior in that chapter, and man, we plugged all the team members' names in, and you've got to stand and defend your field, and it takes trust with all of us, and so I'm just trying to I try to approach every week the same, and while we may change it up with the band coming or whatever but the practices are not changed up. We still have to approach them the same way, and we still have to have the same mental focus and toughness. Every game counts the same, and every one of these teams on our schedule can beat us. They all have good enough players to beat us, and if we're not on top of our stuff, so they may beat us even if we are. Who knows? But that's what makes college football so great.
And you can continue.
Shifting over to Middle Tennessee, what have you noticed about them? Because they seem like a team that's starting to find their identity and who they are, particularly with this past weekend's win. What have you noticed about them that you've stressed to your team that they need to account for?
I agree with you. I think they were in every game that they've played and certainly had a chance to win all of them. And I think last week was a big win. Their defense is running to the ball. They're physical. They're getting takeaways. And their offense has become really multiple with the quarterback +1 runs. Their big running backs are physical and strong. Our O-line's really physical, and their receivers are really fast. Probably the fastest group of receivers we played as a whole. And and you have to defend the RPOs also. I think they're starting to kind of find their niche, so it's going to be a great test for us.
Next up, John Manson.
A little banged up there on the defensive line with Zachary and Kendi Charles and Jabuzzi. Any of those guys able to get back to practice this week, and what's their status? And if they're not, what's that interior defensive line rotation look like?
Yeah, it'd be the same as last week. Chris Body's going to have to play again. He played really well last week, and hopefully will. I think we'll have Henry back for the game. Not quite as optimistic about Rashad or Kendi or Christian, but I think Henry will be back.
Over to Damien.
How did DJ Stubbs look this week in practice?
I think he's close to being really back. He was good enough to play last week, he felt. We didn't have to use him a lot, but he went through every day of practice this week. I think he's definitely ready to play. Is he 100%? I don't know, but he's definitely good enough to play.
What about, say, like Lofton, Coleman? How are they looking?
Well, Coleman practiced this week. He's coming on. Don't know that he's quite ready this week, and Javion's still struggling to get back.